Bonjour, everyone. Welcome back to True Footy Live for the final Eagles stream that I will do this year. I'm unfortunately out of town next week, but good to have you all. Hope everyone is doing well. You've got Este, we've got Dennis, we've got Red Lightning, g'day Max, G Wilkes, Kev's Magpies, and Chloe. Good to have you all. Kev says, I want Carlton to lose. I agree with you, mate. I'm right there with you. I have not tipped us because that has blown up in my face every single time that I've done that this year. So I'm going to hold firm on Carlton, but I think West Coast should win. Am I putting the mockers on us? Probably. But I think if we're being fair and being honest about this game, West Coast should be pretty mortified if we don't win. Unless Carlton do something incredible, which is possible. But I think we need to have our expectations high, relatively high. What do I mean by that? Higher than expecting to lose, if that makes any sense. I think if we expect to lose this game realistically, we are a shambles. I'm just loading up the game still here. Unbranded. We got Reggie Miller is underrated. As a sad Crows fan, oh yeah, I watched that game yesterday. And I thought the Crows had him at halftime. Not to be. North for dead, says Riley. Yeah, so that. I just watched about a quarter of Hawthorn and Richmond. Haven't caught the Bulldogs North game. I saw the score though. Hats on inside. Yeah, mate, I wear a hat all the time. Constantly wearing hats because I constantly have bad hair days. Just roll out of bed. I'm exhausted. It's 7:45. It's not that early, but my body woke up at 5 today, so rough. So I'm still getting the game up. Our answer: the Eagles will lose to spite Fremantle. Well, I suppose that's win-win for us. It would be kind of funny, but I would rather we win. Gap farewell game. Hey, at least North aren't Sydney and losing by 100. That's true. They did narrowly avoid that, but they lose by 98 in the end. We also avoided 100-point losses this year so far. We've still got GMHBA next week. But we did lose one game by 99 points, so don't know how much of a win that really is. Mitch Dawson's scared. Yeah, I mean, this game just comes with some expectation, which we probably haven't had for a little while. At least in my opinion. This is my delicious cold coffee. Oh, God, that is exactly what I needed. I am knackered. G'day, CJ. Matt, are we to kick 8? I hope you're wrong about that. The weather's a bit wet. It's not as bad as it was potentially going to be. When you look at some of the Waffle games yesterday, oh, my God, the Claremont one. Claremont West Coast in the Waffle yesterday. We played in the swamp. Losing with expectation is far worse. That's right. Agreed. But I think West Coast will win. It'd be pretty shitty if we don't. So I'm still trying to get this bloody game up. Carlton doesn't have a forward line and no start as well. You're right. The weather could be an equaliser. So like I said, it's not as bad as we thought it might be, but it'll still be wet and windy, I think. Here we go. Finally got it up. Doesn't look too bad at the moment, but I think the rain is going to kick in at 3 o'clock. In fact, it looks quite nice out there right now. Oh, Rogie. Yeah, I haven't had Ron March on my team for a long time, actually. Wait, what am I saying? I have them both. I am still waking up. Oh, what just happened in my brain? I don't know. All right, bounce has just happened. Carlton free kick. Cripps out of the centre. We know there's no there's no Kerno and Mackay, obviously. Williams, bit of speed. Oh, finds a Carlton player all by himself. Not a great start. Yeah, I'm curious to see how they structure up in their forward line. Today, Carlton. Coppo's Crow says, I think it's 50-50. 50-50 is probably fair, to be honest. Yeah, but that's just such an indictment on West Coast, eh? If Carlton lose 17 players and we still can't beat them, I think we will be right to criticise pretty hard, regardless of the ladder position. We're older and more experienced too, whatever that's worth. Just updating the score. What's up, Jesse Tiger? Suck. Well, they just made a big comeback in the quarter that I watched. Not like enough to really close the gap that much, but it was like 4 or 5 in a row, I reckon. 37 points. Better teams have done worse against Hawthorn lately. G'day, Hehe. How easily can you bet on AFL in the UK? That's a good question. I haven't done it. Probably not that easily. I don't know. I don't have any of the apps or anything like that. And you can't use Sportsbet outside of Australia. I have that app, but I don't really bet on footy anyway. I think the last bet I put on was probably the 2022 grand final. And I only really do it for grand finals. So the ball's been parked in Carlton's 50. That's a good mark by Acres. Carlton $2 easy money, reckons Mikey. Could be a good bet. We don't really start well ever, or finish well, and the middle's usually pretty bad. Hey, Jimby with the intercept. That was a poor kick by Acres. Liam Ryan in the back 50. Overcooked? No, good kick for Darling up the wing. Yeah. I think he needs one more 30 possession performance to get 100 of those. I think he's had 2 touches, so good start. Keep it in, Ryan. Oh, that would have been good. That's nice. Yeah, what did you make of North today? I didn't watch the game. I'm going to guess it didn't go so well. I saw the score, obviously. Jesse had finishing early. Goodness me. Well, Carlton are a poor fourth quarter team, aren't they? But I feel like with this season on the line, that might not be a thing today. We'll see. Work with bet 365. Yeah, right. Interesting. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm sure that you can bet. Like, if you can be an Australian and bet on like Lithuanian table tennis or whatever the hell, I'm sure you can. Whatever betting apps they have here. Eagles mop up. So it's been parked mostly in our back 50. Dewar has the ball on the wing. I didn't see who was sub today. I'm going to guess it was Johnston by process of elimination here. North saving himself with the Hawks. That's true. Sheasel was sore, isn't he? Oh, poor kick by Kelly. Intercepted. Sloppy start from West Coast. Hopefully we can just prevent Carlton scoring. And it's not the end of the world. So far, we've done that. Through luck. Through some poor kicks. Oh, Carlton running in numbers. They look pretty... is that a mark? Yeah. They look pretty good in terms of like effort and intensity and run and spread at the moment. Carlton, the score, the kick, the ball use has been poor. The final kick. Some time off work and travel to Melbourne. Oh, sorry to hear that, mate. How far are you from Melbourne? Oh, Petch, says Mitch. There you go. That makes sense. Today we're all wet toast fans. That just makes me think we're going to serve up tribe. Have they paid that amount? It looked like a behind to me, actually, but I only really just caught it. No, they paid the mark. Fair enough. Seekers has missed 10,000 miles. I would walk 1,500 more. Fuck. It's been a while since I've heard that song, and frankly, I'm pleased about that. Oh, dear. Harley Reid does well to mop up McGovern's mistake. The Eagles escape again from their back 50. Wow. I don't know if this is an age thing, but I saw 34, Jack Williams, and I went, come on, Hutchings. What the fuck? Turning into my father. Come on, Harley. A little bit lucky. I think he slipped off his feet and the tackle went high. Just do what you did in the last 5 minutes against North. It's easy. Yeah, just do that for the entire game and we'll be premiers. 3 goals every 5 minutes. Oh, brave kick by Cowan. Snapped it blindly through the corridor to the top of the 50. Jaden Hunt marks. It does look windy out there. Oh, sun's a factor here. I live in New South Wales. Oh, there you go. Yeah, sorry to hear that, mate. That's a long way to go. I drove from Perth for the 2015 grand final, which you've probably heard me say. That was also rough. James Rosen, not Chad Warner. That's good. All right. 14 remaining in the quarter. 2 behinds to nothing. We've got the ball in our forward 50. Oof. Repeat stoppage. Ah! My valuables. Don't worry about it. It was just my phone. That sounded violent, didn't it? Oh, hey. Oh, yes. I thought he got that. Do what needs to be done. Yeah, I hope we don't hesitate or show mercy today. But so far, I can't look up for it. So this could be, well, hoping it's a good game. Newman with some run and carry there. That was a great release kick and a great kick inside 52 to Owies, who has had a very good year. It must be said. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, he. High scoring match so far, indeed. Well, this could be the first goal. Owies is lining up on my screen. It's a good kick. Stop short. Great mark. Baz. The new Baz Lenker. Grand finals are nice. That's true. What's Collingwood's winning percentage in them? Yeah, I realised they're the reigning premiers, and that's not a great burn, but it was there to be made. So we've got a bit of a soccer game on today. 1-2. Oh, McGovern. Decent kick because it worked. Nearly, it was risky. Punt with a good wide kick to Cripper. Grand finals are not nice. True, Sydney's lost a few in a row, haven't they? 14, 16, 22. Waterman. Rooting for the Pies for finals, mate. Yeah, if I'd rather see Collingwood make it than Fremantle. Purely just because I have so many jokes lined up for Drews. Otherwise, I don't really care. Rogie says if the Eagles lose, I'm going to get so much shit. To be fair, mate, I think that's honestly justified. Oh, nailed it. I think that's fair if the Eagles do lose this. They should get criticism. With all due respect to Carlton, but, they've lost 17 players or something like that. Or 17 on the injury list, at least. The gap in competition should not be that much. 50th goal for Waterman's season. Wow. Great season. Great year. Oh. 7-2, baby. Greetings from Fiji. Welcome, Stephen. I've seen your name before. I'm sure I didn't know that you were in Fiji. Good to have you. Go Eagles. Well said. So Waterman moves up to 4th in the Common. Nice. Missed a few games too. He wouldn't have won it, but he might have been 3rd. Hogan has made great pace. That's a great tackle. That's ball. What? Was that not just absolutely clearly holding the ball? Maybe I missed it. It looked like he had an age. Anyway. Tigers kick 5 in a row. Wow. Hey, Samantha Jane. Good to have you. We need West Coast to win it and then beat Melbourne while Carlton and Freo lose. Interesting. Well, that's still very possible, depending on how this game goes. Because Freo have Port. That's not an easy game. Also, Mitch Dawson, I can only see your profile picture as the size of my pinky nail. And I keep thinking you're a Port fan automatically before I remember. I can't see it properly. I know you're an Eagles fan. Yoey, first possession, I think, that I've noticed. Waterman, nice tap forward. Cripps, inside 50. Couple of players slip over. Wiedering mops up. Hollands now. The Dutchman. Oh, man. Players are slipping over left, right, and centre. It's me with an orange paint on. What do you mean, Port? The way it looks when it's that small, it looks like you're wearing a white shirt and a blue and black V. That's what it looks like. Anyone else see that? Am I just going insane? Man, Drew's speech about Freo winning that flag is genuinely looking great. When Freo beat Brisbane in round 1, Drew's put in the group chat, you're all sleeping on Fremantle, bro. I'm going to stay quiet until if they miss finals. If they make finals, fair enough. But if they miss finals, I'm going to say, yeah, we're sleeping on Fremantle. P.S. We fart in bed. But don't tell them. I wanted to be a surprise. Bit dewy out there, I reckon. Thanks, Tom Papley, if that is your real name. Yeah, the dew is going to... Well, it's obviously having an impact already with players slipping over, even though it looks nice out there. Ugh. Oh. Cool. I thought that was a dangerous tackle for a second. Rugby was at Optus last night. Yeah, good point. A live depression came for Druzy. I noticed he didn't stream lately. I think he's easing back on the streams, perhaps. Oh, due to Ryan. That was good. Ooh, kick. Looks good for a split second. Boundary throw in deep in the Eagles forward 50. We've arrested their momentum. Oh, no, it's behind. Sorry. I thought it went out for a throw in. Yeah, momentum is a little bit better now. We're actually getting some forward territory. Carlton will or should find it hard to score today. Mind you, the only reason they haven't scored a couple of goals has been skill errors at the final kick, which we didn't really defend well. Oh, he's slipped over. Jaden Hunt has been impactful. Well done, Jaden. Well done, Gov. Well done, Eagles. Good play. Gappy's had a bit of the ball this quarter. That's, I reckon, 4 possessions. Brings him back to 5. Yo inside 50. Oh, it's a great kick. Good defending. Spoiled. Hey, no, it wasn't good defending. He's given a free kick to Waterman. Awesome. Good kick, though, by Yo. Got a coffee on my nose. I don't think that was a free. Yeah, I haven't seen the replay yet for me, but I didn't instinctually think it was a free. Waterman. Yeah, baby. Good start, West Coast. If we can continue to make it hard for them to score and also score, that's how we're going to win. It wasn't a chop in the arm. Where's his eyes, though? That's a harsh free kick. I don't think that's a free kick. Oof. Gov needs to be AA. I agree, he. He's had a big impact already this game, but I agree with you. Him and Sherry. See a couple of players from the bottom teams getting represented would be cool. I think both deserve it. Not entirely across like who's been better as a key back this year. I know Pierce started the year well, but he's gotten injured. I know Sam Collins is another one. Leary is in great form right now, but I think that's more recent. So I've lost track of like exactly who his competition is. McGovern versus McGovern moment. Luckily, we have the better one. Free kick, West Coast. Oh. Ball up in our forward 50. So, yeah, good second half of the quarter. It's lived more or less in our front half. We've had moments of defending well. Jaden Hunt with that great effort before. We've worked our way into the game. We do look up for it, which I was expecting, to be honest. I would have been disappointed to see us not up for the tough game today. Wiedering, thank you. That's another one. Oh, no, Harris Sander is true. Yeah. The obvious ones. Yeah, Wiedering, true. Yeah, it's hard to quantify, but I think McGovern, with his like meters gained, he's a very high meters gained player for us, and he's just possession counts in general. True. Oh, Alan. Again, speaking of the devil, Wiedering did well there. Oh, good mark. Forgot about Sheasel for a second there. Yeah, I agree. He should make it. Waterman would have to be a sneaky chance. You go Kerno and Hogan will surely make it. And so it'd be out of Ben King and Waterman. Then there's a chance they go Waterman just because maybe he's more of a third tall. Maybe that's a stretch. But his work rate sets him apart in addition to his goals. So I think he's still a chance, but I wouldn't bet on it. Gup has been better than both of them. I'll take your word for it. I am a biased Eagles fan, so I appreciate that. I don't think I'm too biased, but I obviously watch West Coast a lot more closely. That's the bias, the unintentional bias. Hazza. Don't think anyone calls him Hazza. Kane's hinted there'd only be 2 keys selected, key backs or key forwards. Interesting. He did also sound kind of unconvinced when Hoyne was talking about how Jerry McGovern, how good he's been. Reading his body language, Kane seemed unconvinced. Probably just because he just doesn't watch us, to be honest. Forwards, okay. Well, fair. There doesn't need to be 3. Five minutes to go, first quarter. Eagles pressure rating just under elite. Cripps versus Reed. That's hot. Cripps does well. Of the Patrick variety. Oh, well done. Harry Edwards. Definitely got a height advantage there, but still, he's had a good second half of the year. So we're able to intercept well, which is nice. I wasn't sure with the weather, and it still might get worse, the weather, but so far so good. Yeah. Fair enough, he. I think Waterman would have been a very worthy All-Australian, but I mean, if it becomes down to rewarding the best performers, regardless of position or style, then it becomes him competing with more mediums and smalls. I'd be interested to look back and see how good Brent Daniels, that's holding the ball. No? I thought True got holding the ball there. How long has Daniels been playing this well? He's definitely in a purple patch. But across the season, has he been All-Australian worthy? Genuine question. Carlton goal, damn it. That felt like it was building. Hey, Graz is going for the Eagles. Welcome, mates. Welcome to the light side of the force. That was almost calming because I thought Drew might have got caught on the ball there. Hello, Brian. Good to have you, mate. Hope you're going well. Carlton, as they say, yeah, scrappy goal. It's going to be probably their avenue, like the commentators are saying. It makes sense without the tools. They can't have a Warner Dacus on a forward pocket over Warner. Yeah. You could probably have 1 or 2. I mean, you probably have 1. I don't know. Petrarca's half-forward midfield spot has now opened up. Oh, dear, Carlton have the ball. But Warner's kicked 31 goals this year. I looked that up for a video recently. Here we go. Carlton overlap. Inside 50. Well played. So 31 goals as a midfielder stacks up. Like, you could justifiably have him in the forward line for that, I reckon. Red Lightning wants Carlton to win. Oh, come on, mate. Nah, I'd rather us win. I don't really care about Fremantle coming 8th. Kennedy has missed. The Eagles retain the lead with 3 minutes to go in the term. Come on, West Coast. Warner does play a decent amount of half forward, yeah. So I think you can justifiably have him. They've got to pick Heaney as a mid, though. when traditionally has been a forward. Was he All-Australian in 2022? I know he kicked like 49 goals. I think he might have been All-Australian, yeah. Ryan, here we go. Opportunity. Couple of Eagles. Good intercept. No, don't know what happened to my eyes there. I thought the intercepting player touched it on the way through to Waterman, but he's marked it. Dacos will probably get picked in the middle. Yeah. He's probably played enough in the midfield, but it wasn't like that for the first couple of months of the year, at least looking at centre bounce attendances. Waterman lines up. He's a very good set shot. What? Was that on purpose? What the fuck? No, I think that was a shank. Yeah, he shanked it. He shanked it. That's annoying. I put the mockers on in there. He is a genuinely good set shot. Has been for a while. At least we didn't turn the ball over. It's a stoppage. Indy. Gaff sends it in to no one. Good mark by McGovern of the Mitch variety. Got quite a few players with the same names here. Relatives. Patrick and Jamie are relatives. And then the McGovern brothers and the Hollands brothers. And the Williams brothers. There's 3 Williams on the field. If we'd have picked Luke Edwards, this game might have like a record for the least amount of different surnames. The Crips aren't related. They are related. They're just like second or third cousins. The Crips family in like that part of WA, Northampton, I believe. They're all a big family, but they're not. They're certainly not brothers. I think they might be first cousins. Actually, I could be wrong on that. There's also a Jack Cripps. I think it's Jack that went through, nearly got drafted, wasn't, and I think that's Pat's brother. They're all related. Here we go. Owies. Ugh. This is agonising. Carlton threatening. Walsh. Oh, I hit the post. All right, don't let a red time goal in, West Coast. Let's keep a quarter time lead. Gordon aside, there hasn't been a wingman absolutely demanding an AA spot. Yeah, if you limit it to just wingman, then D'Ambrosio becomes a real chance. Oh dear, 20 seconds ago, Carlton. Oh. Classic. So we'll go down in quarter time, down by 2 points. That's probably fair, to be honest. I'd say Carlton had the better quarter. But it's annoying. Is Tim Kelly droppable next season? Yeah, but I'll be surprised if we have a midfielder that pushes him out of the team. We don't have a lot coming through. So hopefully Hewitt's in the team, but he might start in the team with Kelly anyway. Quarter time, Carlton lead by 2 points. Probably justified, I'd say. Not a lot of good footy being played. Yeah, I mean, they kind of make sense. Like 16th versus a depleted 9th. And the conditions aren't great. Okay, Dave, you need to do something about Cripps. Yeah. What have we done in the past with Cripps? Is Yo gone to him? Probably just now. Yo is too important as a primary ball winner for us to send someone to him. What are the stats? Cripps has had 11 touches. There you go. Hewitt's had 9. Yeah, so their midfield is on top, which I was worried about pre-game. Slightly up in contested ball. We're up in clearances, though. Interesting. Tackles inside 50-10 for us. That's not bad. Both of these sides are the bottom two tackles inside 50 teams in the comp. So at least we made a good start there. Hello, Mr. Footy. Hey, please call me Jesse. My father was Mr. Footy. What about the track rumors? I know. I don't know if anything will come to that. I think he'll stay. Clayton, I'm not sure about though. Unsure. Oh, I might just grab my bottle of water's right here. I don't need to do that. Never mind. All right, let's have a look at some more stats from this game. And of course, the live ladder, Carlton back into the 8. Hawthorn putting some distance between them and Richmond does hurt Carlton, though. But I think a win's good enough, right? It's really Fremantle they're competing with. So it's just Hawthorn that make themselves extra safe. Turn that ad down. That's really annoying harmonica. It's broken by a North supporter on Twitter like 2 weeks ago. Oh, really? Huh. You're right. Interesting. I think it's probably normal for players to get pissed off like that. You just don't always hear about it. He's got a big contract. I don't think there's any way Melbourne dump him, especially because this seems isolated, right? He's always been a passionate club man at least from the outside looking in. I don't think one season would be enough for them to cash in. I think they'll make him stay. Not too sure about Clayton Oliver, though. Money is going to be an interesting factor there. He's got a big contract. You watch AFL, Brian. These won't let Harrison Petty of all players go for 2 first-round picks. Yeah, is that still happening? Is Petty contracted? I think he's still contracted until the end of 25. Yeah, I think about it. Which then I think he's free agent. So they could still do that deal. Whether they would is another question. Probably not. This guy named Sam is scary good at reporting this stuff. Really? Is he just a fella, not a journo? It's crazy. I really need to get into AFL Twitter. I don't spend any time on there. Twitter is scary, man. Just some of the shit you find on there. It's so rogue. Maybe my algorithm's cooked. But AFL on Twitter seems like I'm missing out. Yes, Harry Edwards has re-signed for 3 years, which is a great result. I would have been pretty flat if he had walked out on us because we have been pretty patient with him, and it's actually his body. I think Jesse missed the joke. What was the joke? Sorry. What was the joke? Sorry. I hate missing jokes. Comedy's my whole thing. What was the joke? Fuck. Anyway, I would have been flat if Harry Edwards had left, considering his body is kind of the reason he hasn't played a lot as much as anything else. I feel like he's had pretty good opportunity considering the plays in front of him. And now this year we've played all 3 of TB, Gov, and Harry, which is probably not ideal structure. Pretty sure he was alluding to Sam McClure. Oh. But Sam's not a North supporter. He's a Carlton supporter. He says no, Max. Actually, a guy called Sam. There you go. Sam Pang. Another Carlton supporter. All right, I'm going to grab my second coffee. 1 second. Second quarter underway. Good to see. It would be good to see Harley start to win some centre clearances. Duggan cops a high. He reported the Horn Francis trade. Wow. Max, you really messed with my mind there. I was like, did I miss some comedy? Well, I looked away for 5 seconds. I thought we had a free kick. Maybe Carlton had the free kick. Oh, no, hang on. We're going the other way. And Carlton is streaming forward. Oh, Harry double touched it. And by double touch, I mean drop the mark. Oh, that was a bit of a clown show, though. Good start for Carlton. Their transition and they're pretty good scores from turnover team. Even though their form has dropped, even in the last 5, their scores from turnover ranking is like above average. And you can just see the speed there, which is usually where we get exposed. They've done that a few times in this game. We are a clown show. It's only early. It's only early. That was unfortunate. All right, reset. Oh, unlucky bounce there for Gap. Not much you can do about that. That's bullshit. Carlton inside 50 again. 27 in the chat. Thank you, guys. If you don't mind chucking a like on the stream, that would help immensely if you are enjoying it. Harley. Oh, nice hands. Not nice hands. Jinby with his wrong hand handballs it. Good tackle, True. Well done. Johnston got a hand in there. It's all Carlton, though. They mop up again. Game's definitely on their terms at the moment. I feel like the Suns worked against us a tiny little bit today. I mean, both teams are looking into the sun, but I feel like there's been moments we've dropped the ball because of it. I don't know. The wind also doesn't help. Oh, he does have a really smooth. Oh, True. Well done. Done a few good things from limited touches, True. Well done. Oh, who was that dropped it? Cripper. Do Carlton fans call Cripps Cripper, like Patrick? Because Jamie has been Cripper for us for a while. That was truly smothered. It was. Truly, madly, deeply. The account just talks shit about Harley. That's probably where he's getting it from if it's not him. Yeah. Yo gives up a free. I think Yo has gone to Cripps, perhaps. Or that's a coincidence. Eagles player do a really good thing and then immediately fuck it up. Yeah, that sounds familiar. What's with the uncontested marks inside 50? There's been a bit of those. A few of those, rather. I don't know what the hell is going on. Come on, Eagles. Don't embarrass yourselves. Cooper Lord. I'm not going to lie. I'd never heard of this bloke before. Was he a mid-season draftee? Okay, there you go. That was away. His family's literally praying. Runs around. Tell you what. Not a bad effort. Considering the breeze, that is a very good effort. There you go. Yeah, I need to get into it. I kind of just think Twitter is a minefield. But I take your point. Hawthorn up by 47, says Shrimp. North AFL team, there you go. Yeah, it's unusual that I see a player debut that I've never heard of, but So that was the second turnover in the middle of the ground that Jinby was involved with. I don't think that one was his fault. I think the handball was fine. I think Dewar fumbled it. The previous one, Jinby's handball was shocking. Is Hunt going with no headband? Oh, you might be right, actually. You're trying to shoot at the wall, something's going to stick. Yeah. Oh, pit net misses. Thank God. All right, we need a lift. We are not playing well. Mitch says we are timid. I agree. Carlton's pressure in the last little bit has been good, but it's been a skill error as well that's cost us. Good mark by Yo. Breaks the play up a bit. Nice aggressive kick to Ryan, although not a lot going on. You can see Ryan's frustrated. Goes back to Harley. We've not one touched at all. I agree. And Carlton has looked pretty slick with the ball, to be fair. I don't really remember them fumbling or the ball slipping through their hands as much. Akers keeps it in. Thought he kept that in. Fumbling and missing targets, yeah. The pressure has been good, but a couple of them were just like real sloppy. That was good by Carroll. Could be playing at West Coast next year. Possible. Shrimp says at least the Blues are inaccurate. That's true. Yeah, they left probably their first couple shots at goal, I think, were not too flash. A couple of rushed, I think. Bailey goes flying with no impact again. Yeah, Hunt has no headband. That is confirmed. I hate to say it, this game is not going as well as I'd hoped. Darling sighting. Carlton definitely playing like their season's on the line. I think they should be happy with their intensity so far. And we're just not matching it. Bailey needs to have a bit more impact. Feels like we are lacking confidence, weirdly. Yeah. Possibly a little bit spooked by Carlton's intensity. I don't know. Mind you, I was saying that's a great tackle. I don't think it should be ball if an arm's pinned, considering there was no prior opportunity. You can't say that is his opportunity to get rid of the ball when one arm's pinned. I think that's a dumb interpretation. Like it's impossible for him to get rid of the ball legally. So I just think the interpretation there is dumb. I know the AFL just wants more holding the balls paid, but who are you going to pay that to, umpire? What? Okay, so it's a mark that they don't know who worked it, who marked it. Generally, you go man in front, although I think Gov still had a bit more of it. So instead of playing play on, they've gone ball up. What is going on? I'm so sick of those being paid ball. I'm just wanting to drop it. Yeah, I agree, Rogie. I think had there been a second or however long of prior opportunity, fair enough. But that's just all you're doing is rewarding a free kick for tackle technique and not paying actually holding the ball. It was Gov's mark. Yeah, I mean, I would probably just call play on in that scenario because it was probably touched, right? Anyway, Carlton are lining up for a goal, which has nothing to do with any of the things I was just complaining about. It's getting one-sided. We just have still have cribs. Oh yeah, I mean every team in the comp has a good player, so it won't give us too much of a let off for that. And Carlton are playing well, but like we're letting them to some extent. That's a good goal. Look at the breeze there. You can see the impact that the wind is having. About to turn this off, says Mitch. I'm not happy either. I'm not happy either. I'm usually fairly chill when West Coast lose, but this one's not been good. But it is only early. We're only halfway through the second term. So I'll stay chill for a little longer. Who do we think is going to win the granny? First of all, Rogie, did you ever like West Coast? Who do I think is going to win the granny? I think it might be Sydney, but you know, you can make a strong argument against any team, right? And you can make a strong argument against Sydney because their worst has been so shit. But it really matters just which teams come out after the finals bye and play well. And I think Sydney are probably due to play well, and they'll probably get their 2 home finals. So they'll at least be there. But I was thinking, like, I predicted Sydney GWS at the start of the year and mid-year. Double down on that, and that could happen. But if I sell them in the grand final, I'd almost be tipping GWS still. They're a plucky underdog, GWS. 11 scoring shots to 4. Yeah, that's reflecting the flow of the game. They've been better. You like them for about a quarter. Nice. For mine, not. Is it better for Blues fans to get into finals? It's a good question. I think it's better to play finals, personally. Freo fans are going to give us so much shit if we lose this, and that's fair. I understand why. But, like, we're going to be in their crosshairs, A, because we lost a game we should at least be getting close to winning, and B, because this will potentially knock them out of finals. So we're going to be in their crosshairs for this. Not that I give a shit, but... We'll always have Derby 58. Do you think West Coast players talked about losing? No way. I don't think the hatred between West Coast and Fremantle is that strong. That being said, I was thinking about this recently, considering how fiery the last few derbies have been, and our new combative style and the nature of Perth football media these days. Maybe we might reignite that rivalry again, where it could become really fiery. I feel like it's been a lackluster rivalry for the most part, just because both teams have ebbed and flowed around each other. But this year had some spice. But to answer your question, no, West Coast would be only focusing on trying to win. You got players playing for contracts, their futures. And given how shit the last few years have been, I think West Coast literally just wants to win every game they can. Oh, Harley has burned that kick to Darling. First time to have Dockers and Pies fans supporting us. That's true. Adelaide Crows would do it best rivalry of the game. Carlton Collingwood is also a good rivalry, though, considering the results of those games as well. It's never a rivalry I gave much of a shit about because Carlton were irrelevant for so long there, with respect. It reignited around that 2011, 2012 period. And it's good now, Carlton Collingwood. So I'd put that up there. But yeah, the showdown in terms of, I think I'd love to go to a showdown or at least be in Adelaide around that period. Like, that would be cool. Ooh. A gather round showdown would be cool. Pipe down, Rogie. Losing players are best friends. So maybe the fans. That's true. But the fan rivalry is so deep that clearly trumps the Western Derby rivalry, I think. Great tackle. That could have been paid holding the ball. Honestly, I think I'd rather see it not. Although, did he throw it? He might. Let's just say he got the handball out, in which case I'm glad that's not holding the ball, but I do feel like sometimes they do pay shit like that, so that's annoying. They wouldn't do a gather round showdown because they want two teams. That's fair, Max, yeah. I figured it would be something like that. But a gather round showdown would be cool as the centerpiece of gather round. When was West Coast last score? Did Waterman kick our second or our first? I think that was the last goal we had was a goal. I haven't really had an inside 50 as well. Certainly not this quarter. I mean, I don't know. Oh, that one probably counts, but I don't know. Was it Carlton handballing it backwards? I can't even remember now. Hey, Carlton skill error. Usually it's us making those. Inside 50. Dewar. This game's been a little bit of a fizzer so far, but there's still a lot to play. Q Clash has more rivalry than Freo West Coast. I just don't think West Coast take Freo seriously. Like I said, I think that looked a little different this year. I don't remember the last Q Clash I really sat down and watched, to be honest, though. So I have no real opinion on that. Again, we are talking about one team that's been a lot better than the other over the last 5 years. The neutrals might not get to go. That's a very good point, AFL time. Waterman kicked both of the goals. Did he, Shrimp? Okay. Thank you. Then it was definitely Waterman's last goal. Yeah, we were 8 points total when he kicked the goal. So that was the last goal. Ben Hardy says, honestly, don't mind if we lose. Fuck over Freo, not calling it out of finals. That will be something I reflect on after the game. But watching us, I really want us to play better than we are. In fairness to Carlton, I think they have brought a pretty good brand. I am disappointed that we're not matching it because on talent we should be matching it. Yeah, I think we should be matching them, and we're not matching them, so I'm disappointed. Although not shocked that Carlton's playing well because of the nature of this season being on the line. This game may be different. You know, if Carlton would like 11th, maybe. I don't know. They're clearly still better than us. So. G clashes were better when both Queensland teams were terrible. That's true. I think Gold Coast did win one last year, didn't they? I think they lost both this year. Off the top of my head. Imagine they had the showdown in the Adelaide Hills. My God, yeah. Oof. Free kick with it in. The one where Gold Coast beat Brisbane in a big upset. Which one was that? I mean, is that the one that happened last year? Miller squashed his balls. That's right. Cool. No one flew for that. Well, no, not even that. No one was there. Famous knockout with Gav. Push Martin into May. Hey, McGovern. Oh, don't give away a free kick. Fuck me. Terrible quarter. Zorko Miller handshake incident. Was that all the same game? Yeah, I remember that. Witherden. Bruh. What? What the hell, Witherden? Show us a replay of that. What the hell? Am I going crazy? Am I the only one that thinks that was the stupidest thing ever? Show us a replay of that, Witherden. What the fuck? It was a simple chest mark, like 10 meters out from the boundary, and he punches it over the line. Oh, bro. Witherden, get out. I don't think they're going to show a replay of that, but that is one of the worst plays of any Eagle this year, and that's saying something, considering just how deliberate that was. What on earth, bro? Still not past that. I want to see a replay. I need some closure to see that I'm not imagining that. Delist him immediately. He's got to go, surely. He's out of contract. I don't know. The only thing that might save him is that we have a bunch of other defenders also getting delisted. So we might just be like, keep the best one. And that probably sadly is with it. Liam Ryan's hurt. Fuck, another free kick, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? We have really gone into our shell. What's the free kick for? Ugh. Brother. Oh, I hate to say it, but this is getting ugly. This game is pretty much out of our hands already. Oh, Ryan looks quite hurt. Corky, he's all right. I hope he's all right. Carlton are going to make finals if Port lose to Freo. Is that right? No, I don't think that's right, because Carlton can win next week, right? Carlton will go ahead of them. Yeah, if Carlton win this, I'll go ahead on the ladder. And then if Carlton win their last game, which I suppose there's no guarantee, right? Who have they got? They got St Kilda. Oh, they could lose to St Kilda. considering the injuries. Well, it's going to be a fascinating final round. Take away your first round pick. Yeah, where's yours, Rogie? Oh, that's right. Imagine the AFL did like reverse priority picks. Like you're so shit that you lose your first round pick. It's like taxing the poor, like heavier. Worth it. I do think Collingwood's list, I have to say, is in a very precarious spot. Like the amount of veterans they've got, the lack of youth. The only thing that makes me not too concerned for them is the fact that it's Collingwood and they generally get out of these things. So I think they'll be fine. But if it was like any other team or other than some big resource clubs, I'd be looking at it going, geez, another goal. This is a belting. Fucking hell. I'm so glad I didn't tip West Coast. Far out, brother. When we were up to, did we keep the first two? Or maybe we might have kicked the first two or two of the first three anyway. I thought we're on here. And if we can keep Carlton at bay, we'll make it hard for them to score. They have not found it hard to score. They're on track for 100 points in a game with tough conditions and no forwards. Oh, boy. Yeah, widespread known says it's not looking good for his Pies. That's true. We keep the first two, says Max. There you go. And then we beat Sydney. We wouldn't need to rely on this club. Well, try winning some games first, bitch. I think the wind is helping them. Oh, I think they're just outclassing us in every facet at the moment. We look disinterested. And Carlton are playing like they've, got something to play for, and we are not. Unfortunately, we've seen that a lot lately. Not lately, but in general. Don't talk to me about winning games. Oh, let's not do this. We beat you when it counts, Rogie. And that's right, I'm talking about round 4, 2022, whatever it was. I think it was round 4. We had one job. Yeah, we're doing Operation Tank Fremantle, bro. We've got our own goals. Fuck, this sucks. Hey, this is like the first time the Eagles have had any space for a long time. Great kick inside 50. It's Wiedering on the chest. 100 plus points, Jesse. Remember that. 100 plus points? What exactly are you referring to? Sorry. The margin of this game? It's just getting that way. Ugh. Oh, well, at least we have an easy last game, GMHBA. A minute and a half to go in the half. Gaff gets his first possession in a while. Oh, disappointing farewell game for him too. The moment we have expectation, that's very true. Have we given away another free kick? What's he done here? What's Darling done here? Yoicks. This has been a cringe quarter. That's probably the feeling, the word I would describe this feeling is cringe. Like, oh my God. Come on, West Coast. Seriously. That was the red time anti-goal. Good point. I still don't know what happened. I feel like I always get tons of replays of shit I don't need to see over and over again. And the ones I want to see, like Darling doing whatever he did there, and Witherden. What the hell was that? My God. Oh, Witherden, I like you. I actually like him as a bloke, but I would delist you so hard. Delist you so hard. Delist you so hard you'd never need another football club. What am I saying? That'll just about be half-time. 10 seconds. Carlton has the ball. We got expectations after the Melbourne win. Yeah. Yeah, and probably had some expectation prior to the Hawthorn game. I mean, that was my stance that I took in that video, but I think it's fair to suggest, like, when we had virtually no injuries at that point in time, it was fair to expect more. Even if it wasn't going to be a win, we got poleaxed. And this game is playing very similarly to that. Great quarter, West Coast. Well done. Well done. What was that, 40-0? I'd say 5 goals to nothing. That is half-time. Scoring is overrated, I agree, Max. Yeah, you guys are all stupid trying to score goals. Jacob says, this isn't a football club, it's a charity for ats. Yeah. Yeah, Reid has had a few turnovers, to be fair. We're on the Jesse hate train. I think Saligo deserves to be there. I do think I got a couple things wrong, though. I'd probably switch out. Probably bring in D'Ambrosio for Callahan. And probably Lohman shouldn't have been in there. You could go Rochelle or Ginnivan. Those are always the videos that don't do well. Darth says my nephew's always kick team plays better than this. Hard to argue against that right now. Schofield just has to not get smashed, and he has the job. Well, we are getting smashed, unfortunately. Tom has been better. Yeah, Powell probably does deserve to be there, to be honest. Get West Coast off. Is that the Minson thing? That's good. Don't worry, last night they changed the rule to goal scoring. Hey! I'm still 14 over par. Jog on. I'm not going to read that, but that's actually not a bad analogy. Jeez. Yeah, that's driven all of my thoughts out of my mind. Right, should we have a quick look at the stats? I usually do that at halftime. I don't know what I'm expected to see here. 56 less disposals. No surprise there. Efficiency inside 50 is 23%. Winning the hit-outs. That's something. Losing the clearances by 4. Considering I say it's something because I was giving Bailey Williams some shit. Clearances is actually not where we're losing this game. But we are losing the contest by 16. That's a battering. And 44 on the outside. That is a battering. Had more marks. 9 marks inside 50. 9 marks inside 50, considering Namakai Kerno. That's hilarious. And when I say hilarious, I mean fart. Out tackling them. Not really much to be said for that when we're losing possession by 56. Cool. Yeah, sick. The stats just suggest what we already knew. We're getting butt slammed. Can you guys give us back the points? No backsies. Now that season looks over, go Saints and Freo. Are you mathematically out if Carlton win? Or just very, very likely? Yeah, it looks like very, very likely because of the percentage. I see. Same old shit from West Coast. Slow, piss poor effort. Agreed. This has been shocking. Just I don't think going hard enough. I'm not saying they're being soft. It's just like the intensity with which they're attacking the footy, Carlton. We just haven't even gotten close to matching that. Stealth Ninja's going for the Eagles. Yeah, sorry, mate. Sorry to hear that. Leo. Yeah. So glad I didn't tip us. Would it be a horrible idea to trade Kelly? Considering his value, I don't think he'd go for that much. So if you're thinking top 20 pick for a contracted Tim Kelly, I don't know if I'd do that. Also, he wouldn't leave WA. Cripps is going to get 3 votes, isn't he? Yeah, probably. Reed got 14 disposals. Yeah, I've seen Reed have less of the ball and play better, though. He hasn't been, I don't think he's been terrible, but he has turned the ball over a bit. Most possessions of any Eagle, though. Kelly's actually had 13. I haven't really noticed him. Oh, he's 53% efficiency. Gaff's had 11. Oh, what a sad way to go out for Gaff. Fuck. That's really disappointing. Allen, just the 2 possessions. I'm not surprised, to be honest. The ball has lived in our back half. Drew, 3 possessions. I do think all of Drew's possessions have been good, though. Like, he's actually played all right with when he's had the ball. Is he on Cribs? Like, what's going on there? And if he isn't, why isn't he? Gaff had a good second last game. That's true. That's something. Harvey, Johnston, and Dewar. I didn't really notice either of them. I saw Johnston have a mark. I saw Dewar drop a ball. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I didn't personally notice it. Yeah, Dewar's just had the 3 touches. Waterman was pretty good, although he's only touched the ball 3 times. Again, like, just the ball's not been in our forward line for a quarter and a half. Drew's been our best midfielder. Just the 3 touches, but I think everything he's touched has been good. Brand to tip West Coast, yeah. I accept your apology. I'm a Carlton fan, says Darmix. Yeah, they are playing well. They are playing well, mate. They're playing with exactly what you'd want a team with a lot to play for. That you're playing exactly how you'd want them to play, I think. And embarrassed us, frankly. That's a good point, Matt. I don't think Jibby's had a great game. This is true, Stephen. This is true. But I have a feeling Carlton's not going to let up in the same way. Last week probably was an outlier, yes. Although the week before that was pretty rock solid, I'd say. We were good against Gold Coast. At least Freo won't make the 8. This is true. I'm still going to be much more concerned with what we do than Fremantle, but yeah, it is nice. I have a mixed feeling with Fremantle because I have so many good friends that are good Fremantle fans, and then also the audience as well, and then a few Drewsies and a few Grazzes. Who's it to gut and who are we lacking? The thing is that with our 22, I don't think we have too many excuses. I'm not really missing anyone of note other than Tom Barras, who wouldn't be really much of a factor and may have played his last game for the club anyway. That's true, Stephen. Is it mental or game plan? I think this is mental. It's totally mental. It's a bit of personnel, but I think you can just tell which team is playing like they've got a lot to play for. Like it's just very obvious to see which team's playing with a lot more intensity and energy. That doesn't mean our game plan is absolutely rock solid. I just think our team is a little one-dimensional in terms of the way we try and win games. And we've fallen short even in that one dimension very often this year. How's Busher going? We don't talk that much about our lives. We have a group chat called True Footy with me, Joycey, Bush, and Louis, and we kind of just talk about random topics. So I do speak to him often, but in terms of his well-being, that's probably due for me to ask that question. But I think he's going okay. He's moved house, so unfortunately we'll never do a podcast in that room again. But I'm sure when I return to Perth, he will be back on the channel as much as we can. I think he's moved a little bit further away. That's all. Dogs could miss finals if they lose next week. Is that right? Is that right? Far out. Oh, yeah. They could, although the percentage be a factor. Can't win today and next week. That's true, 56. And Freo win next week too. But the percentage would be a factor. Oh, no, it wouldn't. No, you're dead right. I shouldn't have questioned you, Matt. You are dead right. I think we have a fit to go the whole year and we just make finals outright. Yeah, that's true. Going the ladder right a bit, like my team. Interesting, he. I don't know if I'll hit West Coast to move up the ladder next year. I think it'll be a bit more of the same. Looks like we don't have a plan out the centre. It's just handball and work it out at the chaos. Whereas other teams behind the stoppage for space. Yeah. Feels like routinely other teams can run in numbers and support each other a lot better than West Coast can. We kind of rely on a few players to do something good from a post-stoppage situation. Oh, well, we won the flag last year. Just going to enjoy it. That's true. You're going to be reigning premiers for another month. Enjoy it. I remember when West Coast won the flag, I just didn't want 2019 to start. It was the year I least looked forward to the preseason starting because I was like, I just want to be premiers for a little longer. It's not much further away from Perth in England, Jesse. You're right. You're right. I mean, from where I'm going to live in Perth and where I was before, Bush has moved. Oh, I actually can't even remember, but I think it might not even be Perth technically where he's moved. Such an iconic place. I know. I'm going to try to afford a house or even just a studio for rent. I'm trying to afford a house. How did you do it? I mean, I've had roommates and I didn't own a house. Fart explosion. Studio, though, that's one person. Yeah. I mean, it kind of depends where you live, right? I feel like when I lived in Perth, the rent started going nuts right as I left. So it might be a very different landscape when I return. He says we might go to 13th and go in Yogos. Yeah. Certainly Gov. The thing is, if either of those miss much footy, we're screwed. They've been relatively healthy this year. Relatively. Time to get ready for the real season. The off season. That's true. Look forward to the draft rookie. Oh, wait. Look at me chirping from 16th. You don't have any draft picks. Why does Fremantle exist? Great question. I kind of think of it as like Anakin Skywalker, right? Where, wait, no, this makes us the bad guy. I was going to say when Plagueis was like messing with the Force so bad that the Force created an equal and opposite reaction to bring balance, and Anakin was born of immaculate conception. But that's exactly the opposite of what I wanted to say because that makes us the dark side. Anyway, moving on. Do you think Eagles can come back? No. It would require Carlton falling over entirely, and I don't think we're equipped either way. We can play better, but 5 goals. I don't think we do that against this team. I bought a house right after I bought it. The price jumped up in Perth. Nice. That's handy. Yep, Stephen, that has already crossed my mind. The next week's fixture. As long as we get out of that with no actual deaths, then that's a good result. Because GMHBA, man. West Coast hate Andrew Gaff's not bad. Brandon, Palpatine created Anakin, not Plagueis. I don't believe that is the case. Mind you, so like everything about Plagueis, other than him being in the Acolyte now, it's technically not canon anymore. But I had the novel, and Plagueis was essentially manipulating the Force so much and fucking around, and bringing things back to life. That I think his theory was that the Force created Anakin in response. I mean, Palpatine was part of that, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know how much of that is interesting to 99% of you. Angus says, Fremantle the alternative choice for West Australians. This is true, actually. I mean, part of it is actually there is a geographical gap or divide in Perth. And if anyone who lives near Fremantle tends to go for Fremantle, I know this having lived near Fremantle for 10 years and barely meeting an Eagles fan. So Fremantle does have an identity in that sense, but it's also very like a hipster team to go for because it was originally branded as a working class kind of brand. And also, no premierships make them a perennial underdog. It's true, though. West Coast represent the big, bad, rich team. So, the hipster young guys, I think, tend to go that way. Your Tame Impalas, your Kevin Parkers. Classic example. Who needs draft picks when you have Lucky Schultz? I know. That's what we say about Tim Kelly. We have Witherden. Witherden, I still can't get over that. I know it has nothing to do with the result or anything like that, but why would you punch it out like that? That didn't get enough attention. I think it was how I thought the game would go, says Tom. Talk about this game. If we can't break even the midfield. Yep. Yeah, I was still concerned about that midfield. Even with Chera out, they still had Cripps and Walsh and Hewitt. So that was actually, now I think about it, I'm trying to think, would I have rather midfield injuries or no Mackay and Curnow? Oh, it doesn't matter. You'd have to decimate more of the teams of their team for us to get close, apparently. If Freo don't win a premiership before the expansion teams, that will look bad. This is true. I hope you're right, Brandon. What do we need to do to win the second half, hypothetically? Well, I think we need to start winning the ball in dispute more. Like the contested ball is where, our game really starts and ends. And if we can, it's two things. I think, the contested ball is partially, we're getting slapped in every stat. But if we can stop them winning out of the center, we can stop them transitioning and using their pace so much to burn us on turnover. Like we can't really defend them in that situation. So we need to prevent that. We need more congestion and we need to win the contest. I've just had so much bad luck. It's not funny. I don't know if this year they'd put it down to bad luck. I think if they miss the finals, then, it's probably due to them losing 3 in a row now. Lord looks decent for us. I won't lie, Juddy Sports. I haven't really noticed him. I've been a little bit more preoccupied with how much we suck. Other than to say that when he had that shot on goal, I was impressed with the kick. It was a good kick from not a big guy, outside 50, and the breeze was what ruined it. But it was closer than a lot of players would have got, I reckon. Anyone but Carlton. Yeah. Ryan says the Eagles will win this. I love that. I love that optimism. That would be amazing. But confidence is not high. West Coast needed a new ruckman stat. Yeah, I was kind of considering how far backwards Bailey's gone this year for the most part. I was kind of hoping we got English after not really caring before. It sounds like we missed out. That's not bad, Max. Talk about how much bad luck they've had across 30 years. Okay. I see what you mean. I mean, yeah, wearing purple. That's unlucky. I'm only judging. The more time passes, the more I begin to start to blame Simpson more for the current slump. Interesting. Why do you blame Simpson more for the current slump, Jogon? This is the first time I've seen. In fact, when he was selected for this game, Juddy, I had never heard of him because he's a mid-season draftee. I follow the draft. I know every player that gets drafted usually, and if I don't know them at the time of the draft, then I research after. But the mid-season draft I missed this year. You begin to emotionally distance yourself from the sentiment of him winning the premiership. Let's see. Come on, Rogie. Yeah, I think that's a fair criticism around us not dropping players enough. I think it's a fair criticism. You need to critically analyze the reason our mental approach is where it's at. I think that is a strength of Schofield, and while we're not doing that today, he hasn't been there long enough for us to really assess, other than it worked for a few weeks. But I think generally speaking, even just ignoring the caretaker phase, Schofield's style is really around that hard edge, which I think we could use. I'd rather have pick. Wait, Angus, sorry, is that pick 1 instead of pick 3? I presume you mean pick 1 and pick 3. I'd rather have pick 1 than what you said. Harley. As much as I hate saying this in front of Rogie, but Nick Dacos's goal against Brisbane was Judd-like. Like, Judd-like gets thrown around a lot. I'd say, we got it behind. The term Judd-like gets thrown around a lot, and I'd say Harley's against Melbourne this year was Judd-like, but Dacos's, man, I need to watch it again, but it could be goal of the year, in my opinion. Well done, Hoff. Almost. Motlop did well too. You know, wanked at that. Oh, God. You know, wanked at me saying that? That's weird, man. Oh, this is hard to watch. I know some of it's conditions, but oh, darling, with some candy. That was actually pretty good. Credit where it's due. That was not. Yo to Allen, to Ryan. This is a better start. How long is it going to stay for? It still might not result in anything. It feels like our effort's off. Well, has been off. It's been patchy at best. And when the effort is there, we don't have the skill execution to make anything of it. I guess that's just what happens when you're a shit team. Kelly. That's a throw. Mind you, I suppose Jack Higgins got away with that. But I think that's a throw, isn't it? How many weeks for Houston's a tough one? I don't know. Wait, that's a throw. You can't do that. Tell me in the chat, what do you reckon? I'm sure you're not allowed to do that. I feel like throwing it from one hand to the other is different to throwing it up and kicking it. You could argue both are throws, but I think that should be paid a throw. We're lining up for goal anyway, but okay, Oscar agrees. I'm not going insane. Good. That's a great kick. Yeah, it's a goal. Chris also agrees. That is a beautiful kick from Jamie Cripps. Credit where it's due. If the Eagles go for Shea, do you think the deal will be more expensive than Kelly? Possibly, because the picks will be better. So with Kelly, we gave up 2 firsts and 2 seconds, but they were like all 14, 17, 24, 33. So how do you compare that against, I mean, I imagine it would cost us pick 3 and something else. Oh, big stretch. I think we probably shouldn't go for Shea. It's a throw, but I see it differently. Yeah, I agree I think that should be a throw. Please don't tell me I'm wanting Shea Bolton. Not meaningfully linked to him. It's just that he wants to go back to WA. It's been more seriously suggested it'll be Fremantle. Jason says, what's the Eagles' biggest need in trade and draft period? I'd say at the draft, we need to go midfield first, and we also need a key back. As for like established players, kind of just anyone that's 24 to 27, 28, that will still be best 22 in 3 years. I think you can get 3+ years out of a player for best 22 and not give up a top 20 pick. That's our ideal result. So free agency. But in terms of draft, midfield and at least one key back. Well done, McGovern. I suppose you could say trading for draft picks is a good goal for us as well. A Carlton free. Didn't we have the ball? Like, how do you give away a free? Okay, no, it was definitely a free kick. Never mind. I just misremembered what happened. Oh, that's shocking from Yo. Hunt makes it work. As a West Coast supporter, why would we want that? I mean, he's a gun, but yeah, it's not really, not a positional need really, unless you make him a midfielder permanently. But he's not a full-time midfielder, is he? I watched any of the games yesterday. Yes. I didn't watch the real early ones. I caught up on GWS Fremantle, and I was flicking between both Saturday night games. They were both good. I was watching the showdown, and then St Kilda started playing really well, so I switched to that. And I switched back to the showdown. Too easy. What isn't an area of need for you guys? Forwards. We don't need forwards of any description. That's about it. That's literally it. So committed key back in the draft and traded a 26-30-year-old. Yeah, so the 26 to 31 is a bit awkward because there's only Baker fits that description. And he should cost a top 20 pick as Carlton get a goal. So, yeah, again, not ideal unless we score him for real cheap. Jack Graham is a free agent, but probably not best 22 in 2 years. So it feels a bit pointless, that one. Peatling would be good. I'd imagine we don't win the race for him, though. We do need two-way runners. That's true, Max. We don't need that. You said that the 30-point leads aren't safe anymore. Agreed. Yeah, 666 seems to be definitely having an impact on that. But in West Coast case, I don't think 30 points in this game is in danger at all. I would have said that last week, but Carlton are a good team. Which is not to excuse us playing shit, but a little bit more reliable than North is the only point I'm making. That's a free. That was a free kick to Reid. That's resulted in a goal. That's annoying. That's a free kick against Reed. I don't care what you say, Will Schofield, you are wrong on the Reed one, not the McGovern one, obviously. He may have milked it, don't get me wrong, but he pulled his arm back. You can't do that. Harass. Yeah, Barris is in that mix, which is why, we should get something decent for him. Hunt surges the ball forward. Ball just goes to ground. Only Carlton players there. Kelly wins it back. Again, only Carlton players there. Cool. West Coast are stinky. Losing the quarter is annoying. I feel like we started this quarter improved. And I do think that last goal shouldn't have happened. But, oh well, it's not going to matter, is it? As well done by Dewar. Wow. That was never going to be a goal. St Kilda looking at Liam Ryan. I'd be open to Ryan leaving. It's just you'd need to pay him more than pay us more than he's worth. Didn't be humbly. Ooh, good tackle. Eagles use some ball users? Yeah, 100%. It's been a problem this year. I think part of it is that in the preseason we went very contest and pressure focused. I don't think skills were a big focus, and you can really see that this year. But we still need to draft good ball users. We got some that are probably just a little bit raw and young to be really impacting. So like Harvey Johnston is a very good ball user, but played 5 games, if that. And, not winning a lot of the footy just yet. Jack Graham is a must for West Coast. I am unconvinced. I just think that all he would do is keep someone threaten to keep like Dewar or Long or Hutchinson out of the team. We've already got Cripps and Ryan. Hey, you've got a free kick. It feels pretty rare. And I just think Jack Graham would not be in the best 22 within 18 months. So it feels a bit pointless. Whereas Liam Baker, probably will be best 22 for the next 5 years. Chloe says, I hate watching it. I am hating this game, I'm not going to lie. This is one of the worst performances I've sat through so far this year, I reckon. I've sat through some shitty ones. Maybe that's recency bias. I've sat through some shit games. Dewar does well. Oh, pushed as he kicked it. That seems to be a weird exception in our game, that you can just shove a player up as he kicks it. It's okay to do that. It's not just this one I've seen. Maybe shove is a bit harsh, but he definitely pushed him a little bit in the back, and that affected the kick. So is that not a textbook free kick? And I'm not just talking about that one. That seems to be an exception that umpires pay in general. I mean, to give the counter example of when we got away with it once, Lewis Jetta did that to Charlie Cameron in 2017. Runs him down the field, great chase, but shoves him in the back. But because it was as he kicked it, the umpire just didn't pay it. I don't know what that was about. Oh well, it worked out for us. I feel like they're it does feel as though they're red hot on every little transgression we do and ignoring Carlton's. That's the annoying. That's one annoying thing of many in this game. It's all good to be red hot, but you gotta pay the red hot ones both ways, and I feel like we haven't really received anything like that all game. I heard West Coast will trade pick 2. Where did you hear that? Or pick 3, as it will be. I am very open to us doing that. I'm just curious where you heard it. Oh dear. Gaff and Darling. Highlight reel stuff there. Surely stream some finals. Yes. No, I will be streaming finals. This is my last Eagles stream for the year. That's all. I'm going to be in London next weekend. Catch up with some friends. And I'm going to Liverpool during the weekend where there's no footy. So I had to time it like that, which is shitty. It shouldn't interrupt too much. I just won't be able to watch the Eagles live. And my review will be a bit late and no stream. That's about it. Football might come out on Tuesday next week. Yeah. I will stream the grand final, I reckon, Dale. Yeah. That'd be an interesting one. I think it starts 4 or 5 here. But I've been doing that all year, so it's not a big deal. Carlton get another goal. Shit, percentage. No, actually, I don't think percentage is relevant, is it? Man, Fremantle must be hating us more intensely than ever right now. Geelong game won't be worth it. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I'll just wake up to whatever happens at GMHBA next weekend. Sack the coach, Stephen. What have I seen? What do I think of the Houston bump? I've seen it. I'm just trying to think. I don't know if I've seen it closely enough to really get his intent. It looked like it happened pretty fast to me, but I mean, lots of people are saying it was cowardly, so I need to watch it again before I chime in on that. Regardless of intent, he's going to go for a while, you'd think. This is a great performance from Carlton. As much as I focused on us, they, there was a lot of doubt around them. And they've made West Coast look silly, but they've also made people look silly who doubted them this week. No, that's right, Lazarus. Perfectly reasonable question. I just, before I throw names out there like cowardly, I probably want to see it properly again. I sort of woke up to it. I did watch the game yesterday, but I sort of woke up and watched it this morning, and it's still blurry-eyed, and I was like, shit, that's a bad hit. I didn't really form an opinion on whether Houston's a dog. Does that make sense? St Kilda will beat Carlton with the defense. St Kilda's good enough to beat Carlton next week, so there's still hope. And that could be the worst possible scenario for West Coast fans. Get pumped in this game only for Freo to still make finals. Oh, well. Williams was always a great support act. I think he did well last year as the number 1 man, if that's what you're referring to. I think he's just not as good as he was last year. I think last year he started to scratch the surface of being B grade, and this year I think he's probably been closer to D. We do hate our milestone games, Max. It started with that Shannon Hearn 300th that I had forgotten happened. That was a shameful performance. Truly shameful. Hawks won by 63-53. 3 marked inside 50. I reckon this were all in the first quarter. Fuck me. These free kicks just like off the ball. It's been a problem all year for us, to be honest. It feels very pronounced in this game. But we do shit like this all the time. Good mark by Wiedering. Vortex is no longer watching. They are giving us nothing to watch at the moment. This is shocking. Wow, we actually forced a turnover there and immediately fucked it up. This is torture, Jog, I agree. This is painful. I thought today was going to be a good game at the very least. I did consider the possibility that Carlton were going to play well. I just wish we, gave a shit. Maybe give a shit's harsh. We just suck. We just suck. Cripps too strong for Cole there. I suppose that's not a surprise. Wow, how did Owies... What happened there, man? It was a 2-on-1. It was a pressured kick. Owies is 4'7", and Owies is bobbed up with a contested overhead mark. What's happened here? That is embarrassing from Zane True and Brady Hoff there combining. 50 points. Geez, it's going to be interesting next week, Carlton St Kilda. St Kilda are dangerous. They could, don't get me wrong, St Kilda could not show up and get slapped, but they could win because their form has been, whilst patchy, their best form has been good. 3 turnovers when we have running momentum into our 50. Yeah, if at least. And some of them just unforced, just players slipping over. Ken Hinkley, no thank you. I'd rather get a new coach. Someone who's willing to be patient and here for the long haul. Ken Hinkley's pretty old. I don't think he's the right fit for us. I don't think we're the right fit for him. Motlop goal. This is real 2008 vibes. Chloe's turning it off. I don't blame you. What a joke. Well done, Carlton, to be fair. That's all I can say at the moment. Those are the only words popping into my brain. live stream is excellent. Thanks, Ryan. I don't know if that's sarcasm, but I'll take it. Thank you. This is try not to be too depressed. I feel like actually, without like thinking about it, sometimes all I feel like I'm doing is exhaling deeply into the microphone, and that's the sort of game this has been. Glass half full. Says Simo. Well, Simo, there's a possibility that, Carlton lose to St Kilda because they're still going to have injuries, right? And they might be playing a real football team next week. And if they lose, then Fremantle would probably make the 8 anyway. So there is that possibility. I'm not getting too confident about that. I'll wait till it happens. Do we always try to hire the silky smooth players? I think that was a problem for a while there, or a real trend that worked against us. I think the players we've drafted in the last 3 years, I'm really thinking Hewitt, Reid, and Jinby are at least good contested style players. Hey, West Coast free. Doesn't feel like there's been a lot of those today. The free kick count is close, but I just feel like we've given away a lot of dumb free kicks. Some have been bad calls too, but not all of them. Flower bag inside 50. Oh, that might be our first tackle inside 50 since our last goal. I agree, Christopher. That's exactly what it is. When you start to think West Coast, going into the game with some optimism, they routinely do stuff like this. The kicks inside 50 have been deplorable. Chris, they still can make finals. Harry Edwards is showing something. Yeah. I think he's ready to play full-time in our team now. And he more or less has when he's been fit in the second half of this year. So that is something out of this season broadly. I don't know. Would you give us your second round pick? Ooh, tough one. Second round pick is probably going to be about 23. He's probably worth that. Yeah, he's probably worth that. Fremantle don't really do trades with us, and vice versa. Carlton free kick. What happened there? Must have been holding the ball. I looked away. I believe they took out Marek. I think the only reason they must have done that is the weather. It all seems pointless now, right? Oh, Witherden. Got a hand in there. Yeah, maybe that was a hard one to mark. I mean, I want Marek in the team, but I do see why they took him out. Take out Darling then. I mean, that's a fair point, other than to suggest that Marek probably doesn't play that role anymore. But yeah. That being said, I think Darling has actually at least done a few good things. I think he's outperformed Allen today. And to be honest, I don't think Waterman's done anything other than his 2 goals. But broadly speaking, Darling in the team right now probably doesn't make sense. Kick was just too hot for Darling. Dirt in shoulder, says Ryan. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Shoulders out. Yeah. That's a fair criticism, Dave. They're missing the competition should not be so uneven that Carlton loses 9 of their best 23 and they pump us. So we need to take every bit of criticism for this. Like I said, Carlton have played well. I think they've lifted and they've been galvanised in what has been a really tough couple of weeks for them. But that doesn't mean we still don't cop our whack for being shithouse. What does Marek play besides half forward? I mean, he plays a bit of wing. I'd like to see him actually as a genuine third tall defender or halfback flanker. Depends how accountable you want to make him. Maybe after a preseason, he could be a third tall defender. But I suppose like the Rotherham role, but that makes me nervous because I think we ruined Rotherham. But maybe Witherden's role is another way I'd like to see him used. Exactly. I think we needed to drop a tall, crazy ninja. No, here we go. I'm just waiting for us to mess this up. It's a good kick by Ryan. 56 points, man. What's I going to say? Oh, Jack Williams. He's probably had the least impact at the talls that at least I'm aware of. And there's also a bit of managing young players in there, maybe. Shank. Yeah, so Jack Williams had the least touches of anyone, but that's also level with Waterman. Waterman's kicked 2 goals. Darling. I think I've noticed Darling more than Williams. Who is second ruck now? I mean, that's a fair question. I don't know what they'll do there. It would have to be one of... I mean, Darling's done it before. Williams is the biggest hole we have. Gross. The hit-outs, he's had more hit-outs. We are winning the hit-outs. I agree generally he's not been good. But in this particular game, he is having his... I don't know if we've ever won a hit-out count this year. I really think it's possible we didn't. My stream just died. Sorry, I've lost the connection for... will hopefully be only about 30 seconds. What am I going to say in the review of this game? That sucked. Yeah, finally got it back. Tommy's up and about. Yeah, good for him. They should be pleased. This is a really good performance from Carlton. Have this many players out and have the players play as hard as they have. They deserve some credit. Every game we've gone into its favour is lost. Am I right in thinking there's only been one other game that's been true of, though, North? Generally, again, I agree with the idea that whenever we go in with some expectation, we lose or play terribly. But this year, if we're being literal, I reckon it might have only been the North one, the first one, that is. So that is 3/4 time of the football. Loving it. I'm going to go pee. Bear with me. Lasted 3/4, 2 coffees and a whole bottle of water. I must have been dehydrated. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry, guys. If you just tuned in at 3/4 time, I just went for a wee. Don't forget to wipe. My goodness. I'm back now. Where are we at? Tim English hasn't won hit-outs against the opposition ruck the entire year. That's true. Is that literally true? That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest argument against getting English, because he doesn't actually really help. But I still think he's better than Bailey Williams, obviously, but maybe not a huge upgrade in the specific way that we wanted. Retiree, yeah. Agreed. We are poor in these milestone games. It's been a poor effort. West Coast can't play at the best of times on a wet day. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. But I think you sum it up well, Ryan, in that it's played above the shoulders. And, yeah, we lost this game pretty early. And, like, above the shoulders, Carlton have come to play, which was always a possibility. We did get a bit excited in your match preview. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to do. It was just how I was feeling. I thought we should win this game. But hey, that's what happens when your team sucks. Anyone is better than Bailey Williams, says the Heat God. I mean, even Flynn's not going well in the waffle. I think, was it this week or last week he got beaten by the ruck? Jeez. Should try putting ray gun in the ruck. Yeah, created diversion. All the Carlton players will be transfixed. The Eagles players run away with the clearance, slip over, fumble it. Carlton haven't noticed the Eagles have the ball. The Eagles trip over the ball, going inside 50, and Wiedering mops up. We broke the drought of wins without McKerno Okai. Is that right? Did I say McKerno Okai? I did. I guess I'm still sleepy. But trade Bailey for a second rounder and run with Flynn Barnett. Barnett has been shocking in the waffle. Have you followed his stats? Like, he's getting like 4 hit out, 1 disposal, like that kind of stuff. I don't know what's happening with Harry Barnett. He's really out of form. As for trading Bailey, I was open to it if we got English. As it currently stands, he's our best ruckman. Backchat podcast going to love this. Yeah, they are. That's a good point. Australia's losing today. Can you guys please do our Hawks a favour? Says George. I presume that's percentage. What's the percentage situation? Oh, I need to get the live ladder up on my laptop here. I think, yeah, I suppose Hawthorn do care about percentage a bit. Oh, so it's only 1.6. My God, sorry. That's our fault. 1.6%. And Hawthorn have North next week. And Carlton have St Kilda. Should still be okay, I reckon. Hello, Arnfield bros. Where are they playing in the waffle? I mean, Archer Reid is a tall spoke on our list. Use him as a ruck forward. So if you're suggesting Archer Reid and Jack Williams both as the 2 rucks at AFL level, I think that would get slapped, to be honest. I don't think either is equipped to play serious minutes in the ruck. Where has Barnett been playing? Admittedly not primarily forward. What was that an American accent? Primary forward. Sorry, not primary ruck, but still been really uncompetitive and not getting the ball regardless. I think he's been played forward. I know he was named as a defender last game, which was yesterday, I think. I'm not 100% sure if he played key back yesterday, but he was named at centre halfback. I would literally just start playing him in defence to get his hands on the footy, because he's getting like 10 touches a month. I think for him, that's got to be mental. Allen paid the mark. I don't know if it was, but it doesn't matter. It's been paid. You think if Freo lose next week, they won't play finals? Yes, if Freo lose, they won't. Confirmed. If they win, If they win, they need Carlton to lose to St Kilda. I think it was Dockers that picked up Ollie Murphy. Oh, that was Fremantle. Yeah, definitely Fremantle. Come on, Alan. Someone asked about our lowest score at Optus. Is that 33? Was that against Hawthorn this year, or was there a lower one? There might have been. Either way, it started with 3, whatever our lowest score at Optus is. So that is in danger, yes. Because it doesn't feel like we're going to kick a goal. Yeah, showdown on Western Derby. I mean, that's a fair point you make about the 50-50 split. If you compare it by membership numbers, I think Carlton and Collingwood would have more than West Coast and Freo combined, though. And presumably also South Australia. Yeah, that's right. Yes, he as an 18 or 19-year-old key defender, I don't think he was ever likely to play in his first year. Duggan on the right foot. Actually, not a bad effort considering it was incorrect foot. Australia has won today with Collingwood being gone just at the expense of us. Yeah. Notice Rogy's gone quiet. Might have tuned out. Yeah, I think Brent Montgomery's a serious chance. Sounds like he's actually going for the role, which is nice after a few players dropped out. Coaches, sorry. Yeah, Darcy Wilson's a good player, hey. He was pretty good last time, wasn't he? Wonder what the crowd is for this game. Final home game of the year, and we were a chance to win. Switching out the back. I think 4 possessions in a row hitting the target is the record for the day. And the 5th one is a shank. Well done, Dewar. And once again, just Carlton players with 5 options. You think if the bottom 3 teams combine into one team? Yeah, possibly. Well, I did this last year. I did the bottom 4, but Hawthorn was in the bottom 4, so they got like Sicily and stuff like that. So the bottom 3 this year. Wow. Yeah, Richmond's best players are pretty good. Like Bolter, even Dusty, Shea Bolton. Yeah, I think they would probably play finals if you skimmed off the top. But that's an interesting video idea. You get Sheasel, Larkey, LDU. It's hard to make a case for any West Coast players at the moment, but there's obviously a few good ones to pick. McGovern, Waterman. How the fuck did that hit the target? How the hell did that hit the player? You think Houston should miss the grand final? I think it's going to be right borderline, right? Like he's probably looking at 4 or 5. And I think 4 means he would play the grand final, but 5 means he would not. Unless they win their first qualifying final. That would be an interesting thing. Because that means they obviously play 1 less game. That'd be interesting. Oh, Ashton Moyer. Didn't recognise him at first. Missed. Is Scully the right one now, though? I don't really know. I have said pretty publicly that I am hoping he gets the job, but I'm not necessarily steadfast in my opinion that he's the best man for the job. We got to do the whole interview process, but I'd be happy if he was coach. Like, he's not a miracle worker with this team. Results like this, I suppose, are still going to happen. Thank you, Max. 33. Okay, so that was against Hawthorn this year. We might have done it once or twice. I don't know. Maybe that is just, it's a lone record. He Will Day's a gun, yeah. He didn't have a preseason, did he? Like, he was injured at the start of the year. Like a bone stress thing, I want to say. With it and sends the ball inside 50. Beaten in the air by a smaller player. That has been a story of today. Who's wooden spoon next year? I'm going to say that if Richmond blow up their list like I expect them, well, as some expect them to, I don't know to what extent they'll actually do it, but if they trade all these players, then they'd be the favourite. If they don't trade any of them, I could see them not winning the spoon, and I still think we'd be in that mix, to be honest. And probably North too, right? Like, North can still technically win the spoon this year. It's going to go down to the final match day or match game week. No, sorry, it'll go down to the final round. They play on the same day. And it's technically correct that Richmond could win. And if North gets slapped, North could win the spoon still. So we're still talking about fine margins between these two teams. And equally, if West Coast don't kick that last goal off Oscar Allen last week, North could have finished higher than West Coast. So it is all thin margins really down the bottom. And we've had some horrible games against Carlton. Carlton goal. Man, we kicked the first two goals. We've only kicked one since. Shameful. Oh, they're an embarrassment. This is shocking. Didn't Kerno kick 10 twice? I think against us specifically, it was 10 and 9. If that makes it any better. Yeah, Ryan, I just did a video on what Hawthorn did around like how much of their list they built with late picks and trades. There's a lot of potential for other clubs to. It's a hard thing to emulate as a formula. What you really need to do is just start nailing late draft picks. It's just tough. I mean, our late drafting hasn't been bad lately. Got a few good ones. Harley, nicely done. It's a point. That was good. I'm just a little bit morose at the moment. I think West Coast need a therapist. Yeah. Best time to do it now with Tassie. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. That doesn't make me feel real good right now, but I agree. We probably had the best year to finish last, assuming we don't finish last again. We still finished last in the year that it was best, I think, with Harley Reid. What are the chances the Eagles draft trainer? I don't think that's super likely because nice mark. It was that hot. I don't think it's super likely because he's not, wow. The only explanation I have, well done, Hoff, good tackle. But the only explanation I have for Hoff's kick there is that he thought the player wearing a navy blue jumper was wearing a blue one, a royal blue, because it was just perfect for the Carlton player. Yeah, it was a great chase by Hoff. Fair play. That was probably the best effort of any Eagle today. I haven't really done anything else. Nothing really to be proud of. And it came off the back of a turnover. This is the last 10 minutes of the game. This was the last 10 minutes of an Eagles game I watched live this year. It's hard to feel sad about that right now. What did they say the crowd was? I heard them just announce it. I think Jack Carroll still wants to come here. I don't think Jack Carroll would be like pressing to come here. I think he'd be like looking at his chances of getting a game at Carlton or even a contract. That would be his avenue here. Is it unhealthy to feel vitriol? I think during the game, what a goal. During the game, you can. If you're still vitriolic after the game, I feel like that's a little bit too far. But I feel like during game day, we've all said some shit we don't really mean. Was that Moya? Was it? That was awesome. Is it his? No, it's not his debut. I haven't really noticed. I did follow him in his draft year. That was a great goal. Seth B can't do this anymore. There's 9 minutes to go. It is his debut, is it, Max? I thought there was only one debut, Cooper Lord. No, there you go, debut. Oh, look at his family. That's so cute. He was an Eagles fan growing up, despite being South Australian. That's a fair point. Dwayne Russell says selection issue will be interesting for Carlton with them playing really well today. And presumably some players back. Hold on, Harley. Harley's worked hard today. That's what I'll judge him on. I know he's shanked a few. That was a great first goal, actually, you're right. As far as first goals go, that'd be a cool video, actually. Hard one to research for, Petricelli goal. Hard one to research for, but like best first goals by a player. The comeback is on. 60 points, baby. The king is back. WT of West Coast, exactly. When Petch kicks junk goals, he does kick a lot of junk goals, actually, now I think about it. I feel like Petch, some of his best games at AFL level have been in losses. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he would look better in a better team. I don't think he's an amazing player. He's all right. Love you too, Gus Gus. Is it too late for a comeback? Well, Eagles need 1 point to tie the lowest home score again. Yeah. Instinctually, I want to avoid it, but then I think, why do I care? Why do I care if we don't score 33 points? Please tell me my comments are in your come down. I haven't prepared the come down video yet. I'm going to do that straight after this game. Ryan, free kick. His best game has to be the game kick 5 against us. Sorry, who is that? Oh, wait, sorry, what team do you support? Yeah, sorry if I missed that. Oh, St Kilda? Sorry, memory's blurry. We were just talking about the Saints, right? Did he kick 5 against you? Who did he kick 5 against? No, that's right. In 2021, I feel like he kicked 4, but the Saints beat us. I remember that game. There was another game he kicked 5 against Port, and we lost by 50 points at Optus. He kicked 5 at Marvel. I think I know the game you're talking about. I'm pretty sure that was one of the games I was thinking of when I said he kicks bags in losses. I think he kicked 4, and we were 5 goals up at halftime and lost. I remember that game very well. That was one of those, the first of a sprinkle of oh shit performances that ultimately led us to being what we are. Let's go back to that discussion about some of these Eagles players going. So you talk, yes, of course, the coach is going to have to mix some of these players. There's a lot around. 7.5 minutes remaining in the final home game of the year. We've put on a good show. We can be proud. Reed definitely went looking for that. Bit of a scuffle. Harley's always getting in fights, eh? There's 1 per game. He's just guaranteed it. Wait, why do we not have the ball now? Didn't we? Oh, okay. It was against Petrocelli. I thought Petrocelli was held. So I thought we got the free kick there. But it must have been against Petrocelli for a throw or something. On call. Johnston. Ryan. Decent kick by Dewar. I think there's a mark, isn't it? Unlucky not to be paid, I thought. Zach Williams injury. So 5.5 minutes. We got the ball in our 50. Can we avoid our lowest score at Optus? Yeah, Ryan takes a mark, so we should at least equal it. I wonder if trading Ryan as a 20-year-old and run with Drew and Brockman. I'm not inherently against trading Ryan. It just comes down to what we get. And I think if we get a late teens pick, I think that would still be... I was about to say I don't think a late teens pick is juicy enough. But it would be a fair offer. Right, he kicked that behind. That's shocking. You got to kick that. Look, the angle was there, but about 15 meters out. 30 seconds a goal. Yeah. Well, we did that last week. Let's just do that 4 extra times. Four and a half remaining. I keep looking at the clock and thinking, please end. Another free kick. I blame the new song. Yeah. Yeah, no good memory. Well, that's not true, but no happy times for West Coast since that new song came in. Oh, yeah. They'll surely see sense and change the song. And it will just be this little footnote in our history. Like, remember that time Birds of Tokyo had a song for a few years? I'm really hoping that's what happens. Ryan says I can't watch anymore. I am struggling to sit through this too. Oh, another turnover. What the hell, Ryan? Oh, okay, you got a foot to it. I was going to say. I don't know if any Eagle has played well today. Oh, great mark. Am I a sociopath for enjoying the thumping? Yes, a little bit. A little bit. Yes. This is true. Yeah. It's crazy to think the gap between the best and the worst of West Coast. As Kemp puts it through, Harley has played well. I would give Harley credit for trying really hard, but overall his polish has been off. I don't think it's been his best performance, but he's working hard. Maybe he has played well. Yeah, I think the Eagles are just committed to that Birds of Tokyo song because of the investment, and like pulling it out and like changing the song back would be an admission that they fucked up. And I don't know if they're willing to do that. Pike did allude to it, so I think it's possible Pike keeps driving that. But if you did a poll, surely like people saying don't change a song would be like less than 10%. No one likes it. Reed's kicked 0 goals 3. Wow. Headbandless. Bounces it like a basketball. Ryan flies. Can't even bring myself to get excited. Grips, nice. Good chase. Missed. Hey, we got a point. Clubs have got to include the fans in some decisions. I agree, and the song is a no-brainer to change it. Pike suggested they're going to change it to something new, though. He said that in the Down with Schofield like early this year, but I think it's been put on the back burner. Gappy. Oof. Could be the final kick of his career too. Yikes. Should make a deathcore version. The best version is the 87 version. They just they wouldn't do that with the lyrics. But if they bring back the tune, that's a hugely great start. Been a comprehensive win by Carlton today. Emphatic. Harley slipped over as he kicked it. Fuck. Pike said it would be off season. Yeah, that's fair, Max. That makes perfect sense. Mind you, there was a bit of buzz in the preseason of this year, but maybe they just need more time. And that's probably fair. If they're going to re-record a new one, I can see why it wasn't priority number one. Getting a few junk time inside 50s, although that one won't count because it went on the full. North is your favourite, Ryan. Interesting. Well, the old school one's probably kind of traditional because those clubs are old too, right? Mind you, like the Giants song has a bit of that old school vibe to it, right? I liked our 80s version. Oh, she's kicked it. I feel like if that would have been Carlton, that would have been downfield. So I don't know why Liam Ryan doesn't get a free kick there. Yeah, the Giants song is old school. That's right. So, yeah, I don't know. My favorite version is the 80s rock version, and the lyrics were cool. The verses. Yeah, Ashton Moore was a gun at the start of his draft year. I don't think he was ever considered better than Harley because that was the same draft. That was only last year. But I think he was considered number 2. Had a bit of a hip injury, fell off. Still went in the second round though. At least we didn't concede 100 points, and that's our closest loss against Carlton in the last 3 still. Fuck. I don't know how long I'll stay on the stream, guys. I might just... do I watch a gap walk off, probably? Oh, man, that sucked. Oh. Thank God that's over, is at least one positive. I'm tired. That game sapped my energy. It didn't energize me at all. We had 2 good games in a row. And that's it. That's all we're getting. Sam Darcy kicking 7 is crazy. Brandon says Cope stream. Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't be happy. Be happy it's over. 100%. I wish I could give some comfort. I have no positives. It's not how I'm feeling at the moment. You've got to give credit to Carlton. They played better than anyone expected them to. They did play well, but fuck, we also were terrible, man. Both things were true at the same time in this game. A forfeit next week's not the worst suggestion ever, Russell. I think gives a chance to just cop the 200-0 default result, go into next year, early preseason. 0 credit to Carlton. Well, that only makes the attention on us worse. Yeah, Geelong next week. Well, you guys have to watch it. I'll be in London. It'll be at 4 a.m. for me on a Saturday night. Sunday morning, I'll probably... I'd imagine I'm still not up at 4, but yeah. Smile because the draft is coming up for the Eagles. Yeah. Well, our draft pick didn't change, so there's not even a silver lining of that. It was a nice first goal to Ashton Moyer, agreed. Gaff was decent in a game that there was just no positives. Gaff played all right. So I kind of just want to see the camera pan to him as he walks off, just to say that I watched it. I will miss Gaffy. In reality, we've missed him he hasn't really been part of us properly this year. So it's sort of like a delayed onset sadness. But Yeah, he's been a warrior for us. Oh, Graz, just focus on making the finals, I reckon, mate. Oh, wait, that got a lot harder. Sucked in. You won't miss, Gav. I wonder why. Really hope the Cats don't smash the Eagles. It'll be a really sad ending. Yeah, thanks, mate. If we play like that against Geelong, it doesn't even matter that Geelong haven't been amazing this year. They've got with their forward line too. It's going to be ugly. I haven't really let's have a look at the ladder. Does percentage matter for Geelong? Yes, because Port Adelaide, they could leapfrog Port Adelaide and GWS depending on how GWS play in the final round. They have the Bulldogs at Ballarat. Oh, they've already cut from this game. Never mind. Oh, so Geelong would love some percentage. I don't even want to think about that right now. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it on the stream. Thank you guys. Thank you for enduring this with me. Well done, Carlton. In a weird way, I'm kind of pleased that they played well. I mean, I really would have wanted to win the game today and not be so awful, but it's nice when teams buck the expectations, I think, and respond after a lot of criticism. And they deserved it. So well done, Carlton fans. Hey, we won the house, did we? Nice. No way they gained 7%, though. Yeah, I mean, at this late in the season, 7% is a lot, isn't it? But I mean, Port Adelaide could lose to Fremantle. So I don't know. What's 7% look like? Is that 120 points? Because I don't think that's out of the question. I don't know. If it's like 150 to 30, we'll see. We'll see. But it's GWS as well. They could catch if they lose. And the Bulldogs against GWS is a big question mark next week. But Eagles also had more bounces. That surprises me, considering how much uncontested footy Carlton had. And like end-to-end transition. I'm surprised we had more bounces. I suppose Harley had a few. Yeah, all right. Offstage is asking if I'm in the UK. Yes, I'm in the UK for the rest of the year. But I might call it there, guys. I'm exhausted and I have a lot of content to make today. So thank you for being here. Thank you for enduring that with me. I'll be back to stream finals. I won't be streaming next week, but finals and presumably the grand final, I'll be streaming at least once or twice a week. So catch you later, guys. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.